Hey everybody, I got a special treat for you tonight. I'm going to do an extra segment or two just to complete the lesson. It seems like there's quite a lot of background to, in string shape theory, the mobility over here, the general string shapes, the pentatonic, the tripentatonic boxes, regions of the keyboard, the cage relationship, the pentatonic scale, the fourths, the fifths, the string shaped fifths going up, and the string shaped fourths coming down. The pattern stacks. Okay, the short pattern stack, the long pattern stack. But up until now, or maybe until I don't know, maybe a few weeks ago or so, the only real I don't like to call it a cheat sheet because it isn't. Where it's extremely important. It's not the kind of thing. It's like a formula. It's like saying E equals MC squared is a cheat formula because it's so easy. You know that's not true, obviously. So something, basic addition, subtraction, associative, distributive. Those are four basic operations in mathematics. They're easy, but they're very important. So this is just almost like a fundamental here. And here's the short pattern. It's shown with the D on the bottom, but what makes the string shapes great is that they don't have to start in any particular cage. So this would be 2, 3, 4 would be like a D cage up here. But once you learn these, you can start them in any cage. So what I'm saying is, so that's your short patterns diatonic. I was going to play it. And then we have the long patterns diatonic here. The long patterns just enable us to play off the fret in a capo or a dot, or you just don't want, you want to play something that goes off in one direction, let's say off to the right, you know. Went off to the right as opposed to something that goes off to the left. Went off to the left one fret over here. So that's what the long patterns do for us. Okay, I couldn't help but digress a little bit to this old chart here. It's 45, 5/6 pattern substitution, but that's not what I want to show you. I want to show you basically that the short patterns, we have I used to call them the longs. Okay, the short pattern would be just this 2, 3, 5, 6 root 2. The long would have the 7 and the 4, and then the S2L, the S3L, and the S2L. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 root. Then we have the S4L, which is just kind of here, the 7 root 2 with the S2L sitting on top of it, and then the bottom one of the S3L on top of that. And for a while, I thought this pattern was like useless. Hey, wait a minute, you're confusing people. But guess what? This is a very important pattern. Okay, so then we get the S3XL, 5, 6, 7 root 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Never mind the colors. They're just to see them. So here's that big long pattern stack we have in today's drawing. But what I want to show you is where the S3XL came from in the research I did. And first of all, we have like the 7L pattern, which is your basic pattern for pentatonic. So it would be like 2, 3, 5, 6 root 2, 3, 5, 6 root. And then over here, so that'd be like a D shape and then a C shape. 3, 5, 6 root, 2, 3, 5, 6 root 2. This is all P4 tuning. Okay, so we have our S2Ls up here and down here in the black. And over here we have the S3L, same diagram in all four. 7L pattern. So we have, you get the 7L, it's a big 7 and a big L. Okay, the S2L pretty much forms the leg of the foot of the L and the hat of the 7. Okay, the stem of the 7 and the stem of the L is formed by the S2Ls. right here. Okay, so that's where I got 7L from, which I was trying to associate some kind of geometric shape with this. Little did I know I'd never get the whole story until I did a double 7L. Okay, which is this 637 here. You know, we would do something like, but not exactly. Let's see, it would be the to do a double 7L might be a little too much right now, but you put two of them together and you get all 5 cages. That still didn't get me where I wanted to get to. So I realized when I put them together, okay, a 7L here and a 7L here and an L7 here, I came up with the middle part of it was the long pattern. Okay, so we still have an S2L up here, an S2L down here, okay, and also we still have an S3L or an S3D here and an S3D here. So you put them together, and what do you get in the middle is this. I noticed these notes and I wanted to use them to get to the other pattern. But anyway, that's how I found out about this, the long patterns here. That's 5, 6, 7, half step, and this is a half step, root 2, 3, half step, 4, 5, 6. Okay? So that's that. So we're back now. I want to cover something that we didn't cover in the lesson, so I'm having this extra lesson. It's late at night, it's dark, it's election night, and it turned dark on us, you know, just yesterday. The clocks are kind of mixed up. I ended up an hour off somewhere yesterday when I wanted to go there, and then I thought when I got to the gym today, I was like, okay, I'm ready for this now. I know it's not that time, and it was. So I ended up an hour late, you know, and all that stuff. It's kind of an eerie night, but we'll get through this. What I didn't cover, we covered everything on up to this section here. And that is how to use the string shapes to form all of the chords without memorizing all the different shapes and everything like that. And it takes a little time. And it, you know, things could get rough because if we suddenly just realize something, you know, it can like cause a little like brain fart, like a shockwave kind of thing. So we're just going to talk around the problem, and we're going to get there eventually. Okay, but you have to put the time in. All right. So this is your basic long pattern diatonic scale. It could start anywhere. You could start in and the important part, the most important part about this pattern stack is you can start it anywhere. So you can start at root 2, 3. What's going to go up here is 5, 6, 7 again. That's why I have such a big long stack over here, right? Because you got root 2, 3. Where's our longy? Right here. Root 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then 7 root 2 again. And then the 5, 6, 7 rather will go again, starts there. That's why I list them all enough times, same pattern, pattern 1, pattern 2, pattern 1, pattern 2, on top of one another, enough times that you get all possible cases. So I hope no one disagrees that we've got this major diatonic, and then we have also the short patterns. Okay, so we don't have to do that. But I'll do it anyway. In C, it'd be like in the long pattern, starting root 2, 3. It'd go root 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, root 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, root 2, 3. Okay, that takes us into the next short pattern, right? 6, 7, root. Right there is what? Is a G pattern. What's the fifth of G? Is D pattern. So right there, we went from what was root 2, 3 to a D pattern, which would be like this.